we're putting a totally new twist on super sandwiches tonight. So everybody sit back, relax, enjoy the show. I cannot wait to show you these 4 great recipes. Alright, here we are. We're in the kitchen again. Welcome back to Mangia Bene. Now just so you know, I'm gonna turn on the the griddle. I have a griddle. I want to get nice and warm. I'll put it on to medium. I pre-sprayed the griddle just a few seconds ago before I came back onto the camera. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make a few paninis. We're gonna make a fontina cheese toast on the griddle, and then we're gonna show you how to use an electric panini maker, electric grill. And we're gonna make a prosciutto and mozzarella panini. But first, we're also gonna make it's called a Straciatella alla Romana, and it's like an Italian egg drop soup. So we're gonna start with that. What I want to do is before I assemble the sandwich, I just want to get this broth onto bring it to a simmer. So I'm gonna pour it into my sauce, big saucepan over here. I'm doing 2 quarts of chicken broth. You want to bring it up to a boil and then lower it to a simmer. Alright, I'm going to pour these 2 quarts of chicken broth. So, paninis, it's a pretty popular thing in Italy. They're like, they're little sandwiches. We're going to show you, I'm going to use, and we're going to make a dessert panini too, with some Nutella, which is it's like a hazelnut. Okay, let me get this other quart in there. Now, Stracciatella means little rags, and it's pretty popular in Rome. So we're gonna make that as this is like a soup and a sandwich type of night. We want to, it's cold outside. Those winter nights, you want to get nice warmed up with a nice soup and a sandwich. And this soup is pretty quick. I mean, all you have to do is bring it to a boil, and you're on your way to a nice soup. Like I said, I'm pouring in 2 quarts. I'm gonna put it on. Let it come to a boil. Okay. Turn this on. Put it on high for now. Now, I'm just going to go over here and assemble my panini. Okay, here we are. We have our, this is fontina cheese right here. This is what it looks like. You can get it, I got this at Corrado's, picked it up just about an hour ago. I was there. So I'm using this as a regular round loaf of bread. I had it pre-sliced. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some the cheese. Slice here. Make it fit on the whole thing. I'm using a red pepper. You get them at the store, the roasted red peppers. Gonna put some on there. I like a lot of red pepper. And let me just wipe my hands. I'm gonna take some of these marinated mushrooms I also just picked up at the store. I'm just gonna lay that on there. Let's get that on there. Okay. And top it off with another slice of the bread. Now let's bring it over to the stove. So as I bring this over to the stove, I'll be right back. Let me just get a chance to get over there, okay? I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we are. I'm taking our panini. I'm laying it at like 2 o'clock. This is like at 2 o'clock right here. I'm gonna try to give it some nice grill marks if we can. Now what I'm gonna do is to put some weight on it. I got a regular non-stick skillet. I'm going to place it right on top. And I have a regular can of tomato sauce, crushed tomatoes. And just put it right on top for some weight. And what you want to do is you want to get some nice grill marks and you want to melt the cheese. That's like the goal. Is to melt the cheese. So when the cheese starts to melt, you want to get nice marks on both sides of the panini. And this is called a fontina toast. We're just going to toast up the fontina. Let's check it. See? Give it a little... See, we're still working on the grill marks. Let's just keep it on there. I guess that'll take a couple of seconds or so. Maybe a minute. So like I said, today we're doing a soup and sandwich night. Making a Stracciatella alla Romana, or panini, with the fontina toast, and I'm going to show you how to make a panini on on a regular, on a panini maker. It's called actually. So we're gonna turn it. What I want to do is I want to get the grill marks, like I said. So I'm gonna put it from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And again, just put that back. My homemade weight. I crushed tomatoes, and my skillet, my non-stick skillet. And this is just a good way. What I'm gonna do is I want to stir up the chicken broth a little bit. So let's see how this is coming. This I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna just tell everybody at home. If you don't have, I'm sure if you have one, you know this already. That these cast iron skillets, do they ever get hot? So please be very careful. Now I'm putting it back on. I flipped it over. I'm putting it back onto 10 o'clock, and I put my trusty weight on top. And we're gonna get some grill marks on the other side now. See, it gets a little smoky. I put some I sprayed it with that non-stick spray, just to. It smells good too. A nice toasty. You can probably even see the smoke coming up. But you just want the main thing is just to melt the cheese. You want a nice melted toast. Actually, it's called a panino when it's one, and a panini if there's few. But we're making panini, but I'm making a panino right now. So you know what? This is hot as ever. We're gonna turn it to 2 o'clock. Put my nice weight. These things. If you don't have a weight, I mean, this is just an easy way to do it. If you have, if you had a brick lying around, you could put a brick inside a pan. Oops, starting to slide. I guess our cheese is melting. I don't know if you can see that. Cheese is nice and melting nice. All right, let me get a plate for our panino fontina. Okay, this has got to be done. Let's give it a little look-see. Oh yes. Is it ever done? And that's it, folks. That's it. This is all it takes to make a quick panino. A fontina. We have the roasted red peppers, and we have nice marinated mushrooms. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to, assemble this panino. Now we just get a knife. I'm using a French bread, just a regular panel French bread. I like the end, personally. So. Now what I'm going to do is let me show you this is how I make my panino. I cut the bread. I don't want to cut it all the way through. What I want to do is I want to fold it over like this. Now this is the trick. You put your meat and all your condiments. I'm using basil, I'm using mozzarella, I'm using sun-dried tomatoes, and of course my prosciutto. So you want to put your meat and all your cheese and your like your condiments on the rough side. On the outside, on the crust, and it gives it, when you put it on the grill, it gives it a nice hash marks on the inside of the bread, the meat. So what I'm gonna do is just take a few pieces of mozzarella cheese. I think I cut a little too much for this particular one. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna take a few sun-dried tomatoes. Now, let me just wet my hands a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take my prosciutto. I'm using just a regular prosciutto. This is just a regular prosciutto. It's not a prosciutto di Parma, it's just a regular, it's a domestic brand. If you want to get the good stuff, that's about $20 a pound for the good prosciutto di Parma. So I'm just taking a few pieces of basil. Just layering that on top. You know what I might do? I have 2 slices of mozzarella cheese. You know what? For good measure, we'll put it on top. Get a nice melted sandwich. All right, I'm going to finish putting this together, and then we'll bring it right to the grill.